Imagine this. You wake up one morning and there's nothing to eat. The markets are empty. Families are starving and the future feels hopeless. This was India in 1943, the time of the Bengal famine. Millions died because there simply wasn't enough food. But out of this darkness came a young man from Tamil Nadu who decided he would spend his life making sure India never faced hunger again. His name was M.S. Swaminathan. Today, we are celebrating 100 years of the man who fed India and changed the way the world thought about farming. Manakammu Sambasivan Swaminathan. That's his full name. And he was born on August 7th of 1925 in the temple town of Kumbakonam in Tamil Nadu. As a child, he loved science and dreamed of becoming a doctor. But when he was just 18 years old, something happened that changed his life forever. He saw the Bengal famine with his own eyes and he saw people collapse from hunger. He saw mothers skip meals so their children could eat. And he thought, what's the point of curing diseases if people are dying out of hunger? So he made a decision that shocked even his family. He left the idea of studying medicine and chose agriculture instead. His goal was clear: find a way to grow more food faster and feed everyone. He studied agriculture in Coimbatore, then he went to Netherlands and finally to Cambridge University in England where he earned his PhD. But he never forgot home. Even as he learned from the best scientists in the world, his mind was always thinking, how can I bring this knowledge back to India? In the 1960s, India was in trouble. Our population was growing very fast, but food production was not. We were importing grains from other countries just to survive. Many feared that India would never be able to feed itself. This is when Swaminathan met Norman Borlaug, an American scientist who had developed a new high yield variety of wheat seeds. Together, they brought these seeds to India. But here's the magic: Swaminathan didn't just hand them over to the farmers and walk away. He traveled village to village. He set up thousands of demonstration farms. He spoke directly to farmers in simple language. He showed them in their own fields how these seeds, along with better irrigation and fertilizers, could produce double or even triple the harvest. And then the miracle happened. Wheat production jumped from around 12 million tons to over 23 million tons in just a few years. For the first time, India's grain storages were full. We went from being a country dependent on imports to a country that could feed itself. The world called it the Green Revolution. For millions of Indian families, it was simply hope on a plate. But Swaminathan was not the kind of man to stop after one success. He knew that if we used too much of fertilizers or overpumped our groundwater, we could damage the land forever. So he started talking about something he called as Evergreen Revolution, a way of producing more food without harming the environment. He believed that progress should not come at the cost of the planet. Healthy soil, clean water, and biodiversity were just as important as the crop yield. Today, when the world talks about sustainable farming, climate friendly agriculture, they're really walking on the path that the Swaminathan showed decades ago. Over the years, Swaminathan wore many hats: scientist, teacher, policymaker, and most importantly, friend of the farmer. He chaired the National Commission on Farmers, making recommendations to improve farmer incomes and lives. He founded the MS Swaminathan Research Foundation in Chennai to empower rural communities. His work earned some of the world's highest honors: the Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, the World Food Prize, and in 2024, the Bharat Ratna. And now, in 2025, as we mark his 100th birth anniversary, India has released a 100 rupee coin in his memory, launched the MS Swaminathan Award for Food and Peace, and held an international conference to continue his work. Dr. Swaminathan passed away in 2023, but his story is alive in every farmer's field, every child's school lunch, and every grain of wheat that fills a hungry stomach. He once said, "If agriculture goes wrong, nothing else will do right." As we remember 100 years of this man who fed India, we have to ask ourselves, are we doing enough to protect our farms, our environment, and our farmers? Because the best way to honor his legacy is not just to remember him, but to keep his dream alive for the next 100 years. Jai Hind.